everybody, so my next movie review for you is Gemini Man. Now I've literally just finished watching this movie and I have to be honest with you, yes, I actually did find this movie very entertaining. And I shall get into those reasons in just a moment. So Gemini Man was directed by Ang Lee. It stars Will Smith, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Clive Owen, plus many, many others. So this movie follows America's greatest assassin. He's absolutely superb, expert in his job, and after his 72nd kill, he basically decides to retire. His plans to retire are basically turned on themselves when he becomes a target by this mysterious assassin. And if you haven't seen this movie, I can't really say too much more else about this. Now, I went into this movie not watching any of the trailers, not knowing anything about this movie. I went into this completely blind. I didn't know nothing in any way, shape, or form. And I actually kind of liked doing that as well, because where I didn't know anything about this, it was just nice to have that surprise about what actually is potentially going on. Problem with trailers these days, they do have a terrible tendency of giving away just a little bit too much. These days, so it was just a very, very nice change. And yeah, I did enjoy the fact that I did not know anything about this. I enjoyed the movie from start to finish. It's not a movie that I would watch straight away and over again, but it is a movie where if it was on TV, I go, yeah, I'm gonna watch that because it is entertaining. I have to be honest with you, there are some absolutely great bits in this movie, but I have got a couple of problems with this movie, but they're not enough really to never really hampered my enjoyment of this movie in any way, shape, or form. Performances in this I generally did like as well. Again, there is one problem with the villain. You just don't see enough of him, and he's trying to display himself as a really kind of sinister, kind of evil, kind of government agent, and I don't think they really capitalize on his character that well. That being said, yes, okay, you do get to see a bit of that towards the end, but I just think they could have done just a little bit more in this. But as a general, like I said, it is an entertaining, enjoyable watch. The plot in this is not hard to follow in any way, shape, or form. It's not complicated. Sometimes it just feels like it's a bit out of place. Sometimes the plot doesn't even feel like it's actually there. And like I said, it is kind of predictable. You can kind of guess where this is going to go. And to be fair, I did kind of expect another kind of little bit of a plot twist or something at the end of this movie, which didn't happen, which I think it needed to happen just to switch things up. That being said, like I said, just because I felt, this is my own personal opinion, felt like the plot wasn't there or it wasn't hard to follow, it's still entertaining, okay? I still enjoyed this movie. It's just that I just felt that they could have just done a little bit more with the plot. They could have put in a couple of more twists in this. There is one twist towards the end, but it's kind of predictable and you kind of know as well. It just has this movie has this very predictable feel where you can just literally watch it and go, I can kind of see where this is going. That being said, like I said, it doesn't affect my enjoyment of this movie. It's just something which happened, or it's just something which I picked up on. Other problems, as I'm on that subject, that I have, there is a action sequence in this movie, and the special effects and CGI in this just seemed a little bit tacky in place. It's only in that kind of area. It just seemed a bit off, and sometimes at certain points just a little bit unrealistic. Again, out of all the action sequences, that's the only one that I've got a problem with. It's just that when the CGI just felt a little bit off, it just seemed like, oh, so we're just going to do that. That'd be fine as it is. And it does show and it does play out to be a little bit tacky in places. That being said, the rest of the CGI in this is reasonably decent, I have to be honest with you. The fight sequences in this movie are actually very, very well choreographed. The hand-to-hand fight sequences I actually really, really enjoyed. The feel of this movie was, I enjoyed it. It was in certain points with comedic moments. They introduced certain comedic moments just at the right time, and they never overdid the comedic moments in any way, shape, or form. They delivered it just at the right time. It wasn't overdone. So again, this is another plus point for me, because sometimes some movies just overplay on comedic moments and it kind of spoils it for me, because essentially this is not it is technically covering a serious subject or a subject which is being brought up in the past in real life. Um, but I'm one of those. I'm all for comedic moments as long as they don't overdo them. That's basically what I'm trying to say, and they didn't overdo them in this. The way it was shot, I generally liked it. Like I said, the CGI bit with the bike, I didn't enjoy that bit as much. Performances, I actually did enjoy. To be fair, in this, I like Will Smith's character in this. It's not overdone. You do get quite a big backstory to him and how much he craves a normal life and why he wants to retire. And I'm trying to avoid spoilers, and just in case you haven't seen this, I could talk a lot more, but I'm trying to avoid them, and I nearly let one slip then. But as a whole, as a general, if I can get to an end of a movie and go, yeah, I'm entertained, it's all good for me. Like I said, this movie does have a few problems, but they're not enough for it to affect my entertainment. I was never bored while watching this movie. There are slower moments in this, and they don't overstretch these slower moments. They just go, okay, we're just having a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather, and then we're going to get straight back into the action, which is all good for me anyway. And like I said, yeah, I would, if this was on TV, I wouldn't rush to go and watch this movie again, but if it was on TV, I would actually generally watch it. It is an entertaining movie. It is as simple as that. So if I was to give this a rating, I would give this a strong 8 out of 10. The only reason why I gave it 8 out of 10 is because of the CGI in there was a little bit shoddy. The plot for me wasn't hard to follow. It wasn't complicated. I think they could have done more with the plot with this, especially towards the end. They could have thrown in a couple of really, really good plot twists. Instead, they threw in one which you kind of know anyway. You can kind of guess what's going to happen. And the main villain in this, they didn't really capitalize on him as much as I thought they would, because he did, like I said, he does portray himself to being this quite evil, sinister kind of bad guy, and they don't really kind of capitalize on that. Like I said, still an entertaining watch. The performance was pretty good. The way this was shot, I really, really enjoyed. So it's always a thumbs up from me. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.